Happy New Year, my friends. We are finally in 2021, or we will be by the time that I post this. It is technically New Year's Eve right now. So I have been taking a few minutes to reflect my 2020 and what's happened and what I've learned and how I feel about it, other than, that it's been a crazy train wreck. But I thought I would share my feelings with y'all because that's what I do now. So welcome to The Real Ray with me, Ray. Here I do a lot of home hair and beauty videos along with some lifestyle and fun videos. And today is about 2020 and how to do your 2021. So let's get started in my reflections. Even before I started looking through my pictures and stuff to see what the heck I did this year, because it's like I just blacked out for the whole year and can't remember anything. One big time warp that we're living in. The first thing that popped in my head was our friends Max and Elise got married last January, and that was the last major event that we've been to, which I guess was a good last one to go to. It was a ton of fun. We love them. Their marriage is doing great. They're in our pod. So that's a fun, happy one to think about. And around that time, Dylan had gotten me this thing called the Wellness Passport, which was the last time I went to any sort of organized fitness. And it was a really cool thing we had going here in Birmingham, where for a small fee, I think it was $75. I can't remember how much it was. But for whatever the fee was for 6 weeks, you could try out 50 different local fitness clubs, gyms, if you will, boutique gyms. And it was so much fun, and I tried a bunch of new things that I probably wouldn't have otherwise. And then, COVID came and I haven't done anything since. But alas, that was a really fun experience and I learned a lot from it. And once the shutdown started, my highlights of things that I learned during that are the most fun one, I think, was the Google AR. We just had a fun post-brunch, little tipsy time out on my porch, and I'll put some pictures up where we, got pictures of the animals going. It was so much fun. If you haven't tried it, look up on Google, in your favorite animal and AR, and it's you can see it in the room with you. It is super fun. If you've got kids, I'm sure they'll love it too. Or, if you're a grown child like I am. We also learned that the Circle K by our house has 7 gabajillion slushies. Yeah, that happened for sure. It's if we have to venture out to go get groceries anyway, we might as well brave it and get a slushie. And I learned about puzzles. I don't know why, as an adult, I've never done a puzzle prior to the shutdown, but those things were like a drug for me. I couldn't get enough until I decided to try a 3,000 piece puzzle, which to this day has not been completed because mid trying that, I started my YouTube. Just technically a post-pandemic discovery back in July when Dylan got COVID and I had my mandatory 2-week quarantine with him and was basically losing my mind, and kind of had already thought about it a little bit after watching, a bunch of Brad's videos. So yeah, I was losing my mind with my mandatory quarantine. I'm worrying about him, I'm worrying about budgeting, and I kind of got it in my head that I wanted to start this YouTube thing. And so I go talk to Dylan about it. I'm I'm probably gonna want to buy a couple new things. And being the amazing, supportive boyfriend that he is, he was just the world is on fire. Who knows how long it's gonna last? Go ahead and do it. And so I did. I was I guess I'm doing this thing. And I guess we're about to be at 6 months and we're doing it and loving it. And I've learned so much. I've learned how to film myself, which I'm obviously trying to improve on all the time, and learned how to edit. It's just so much fun. And I'm so glad to have y'all to talk to, and especially after going through my November filming daily, it's like weird when I go a few days and don't film something. I'm like, I feel like I haven't talked to y'all in so long. Anyway, so that's another like major accomplishment of my 2020, and it definitely like wouldn't have happened had we not had this crazy pandemic, and I absolutely love it. Not happy the pandemic happened, but it is definitely a silver lining for me and like something positive from this, you know, crazy year. I also started allergy immunotherapy this year, so that is awesome. I do like these little drops under my tongue 3 times a day for, you know, like the next 4 years of my life or something. Basically, it's the same time frame as the shots, but I don't have to be stabbed once a week, and I can do them from home. So that is awesome and is slowly making my allergies better, which is super amazing. I also, in 2020, have learned to get very comfortable talking about budgeting and my feelings, mostly with Dylan for both of those, but those were things that I was not as comfortable talking about. Those are the hard things to talk about, man. But this year has just been such a mess that I just had to learn to talk about it. Got to learn to talk about where we stand financially and what the heck is going on in my brain, which sometimes I don't even know what's going on in my brain. So yeah. And last but not least of my 2020 things that happened, I am now addicted to the Waffle House, and I don't know what the deal is. I've always liked the Waffle House, but I guess like during the shutdown, I got it in my head that I needed some Waffle House, and Waffle House to go is just not the same. And so now we probably go to the Waffle House every couple weeks. Yeah, it's not really a problem, but it's kind of a problem. Yeah, my friends have been making fun of me a lot. They're like, you won't go to a restaurant, but you'll go to the Waffle House? I don't know, man. They're on a tight ship of the Waffle House. And nowhere's eggs. Those cheese eggs are not the same. You can't make them the same. They're magical. Anyways, moving on. So that is my 2020 kind of like summed up all the positives. We're just gonna remember the good things, the good parts of this relationship. And moving on to 2021 in my plan, I think we should start with saying that if 2020 taught us anything, it is not to overplan, because who the heck knows what's gonna happen, because you don't have any control over it, and life is freaking crazy. And don't overplan. Also, wear a mask, cover your face. That's what we as a society have learned from 2020. But moving on, my just like generalized plan for 2021 is to stay positive, keep a good attitude, which is a little bit easier for me now because I am taking some medication for my anxiety, because I let it go like way too far, as I bet a lot of you have as well. So my anxiety just like got so out of hand. It was my rheumatologist that brought it up, because my hands do some crazy things, and I had just like mentioned I had had like a little breakdown the night before, like, you know, like snot bubble, like inconsolable crying, and then you like don't, whatever like upset me to start with like wasn't that big of a deal, and I knew it wasn't, but next thing I know I've like spiraled out of control, and this was happening like several times a week, and it was just too much. And so my rheumatologist was telling me that perhaps my anxiety was making my hands worse, and I was like, well, I did just have a complete meltdown last night, so I'm open to this discussion. So I got on like a super low dose medication, and oh my gosh, like I don't think I realized like how bad it was until it wasn't so bad. Like I had like this pressure on my chest all the time, and I just like would have moments where I knew like I should be happy, but I just was always just like so tense and stressed. It was hard for me to like be actually happy or excited about anything, because I just was so anxious. Do what you can to control your anxiety outside of medication, but this has taught me anything. Medication can definitely help so much. My brain is so much happier, which has thus made me happier, and I feel like myself again. And so I think it will be a little bit easier in 2021 to keep my normal, like positive, poly, happy attitude. And I suggest you try to do the same. Find the sunshine. And then my additional, broad plans are to continue to like keep on YouTubing and talking to you beautiful people, and to keep like growing my skills in that and editing and my hairdressing skills, and just all around try to improve and be better. And I think that that's just a nice, easy goal to have. Just be better. Be better, do better, feel better, try to make others feel better. And that's my plan. And I hope that y'all all are having a wonderful New Year's, and whatever resolutions you do or don't have make you excited about this year and what's to come. Thank you so much for watching and listening to me rambling on about my 2020 and my feelings. Don't forget, if you haven't already subscribed, do that for me to help me grow my channel. And if you enjoyed this rant about 2020 and 2021, make sure and hit that like button. All right, I will see your beautiful faces so soon. It's the real Ray. Bye.